going on, everybody? Chuck here with VMPPerformance, and today we're doing another car review, and this one's one I'm pretty excited about. I think that there are some controversial topics surrounding this car, and I also think there's a lot of important achievements surrounding this car as well. Today we are in our 2020 GT500 Project Snowbird. We've had this car for quite a while now, and for some reason it never really hit me. Like, we do some hooning around, we've done some donuts and burnouts, we've done a lot of drag racing in this thing. We've let Cooper borrow it for 13, 20 videos, Mountain Race Week. We've done a lot of just random stuff. Cletus has driven this thing around the Freedom Factory.
Oh, the baby yeah, I think she just said.
Poor car.
Wow! Don't be afraid to drive it.
Here we go.
Dude, what?
First things first, let's talk about the obvious. What everyone wants to talk about with this car, and that is, well, the lack of a clutch pedal. The GT500 has always historically been offered with a manual transmission, and now here we are in the 2020, and instead of a clutch pedal, I have a round dial. Immediately, the car enthusiast in me goes, that's lame. That is not what I want for my driving experience. I do not want flappy paddles, as they call them, on Top Gear. I want a stick shift, I want a clutch, and I want this to be a driving experience. When I first heard that there was not going to be a manual trans, I was as disappointed as most people. I thought, that's lame, I want to row the gears, and I hate to say it, guys, but that's so wrong. This DCT 7-speed that is in the 2020 car is incredible. It is the fastest shifting transmission I've ever been in. It is incredibly predictive. It knows what gear you want. It knows how to get you there. And if you would like to manually shift it, you just push this little M in the center of your dial and you have complete control over this transmission. It will let you bang it off the rev limiter. It'll let you keep it in third almost all the way to a complete stop. If you floor it, it doesn't automatically downshift like a lot of the manual transmissions or manual mode transmissions are out there. Another thing that a lot of people talked about was the fact that this is a supercharged 5.2 liter, and a lot of misconception when the car was first announced that it would be the 5.2 out of the GT350 engine, the Voodoo motor as we call it, which was a flat plane 5.2 dual overhead cam, naturally aspirated motor. Ford actually did not use the flat plane in the 2020 GT500. It has a cross plane crank, but it is still the 5.2 liter displacement. However, the compression is low. The compression is only 9.5 to 1. I think they mostly did this durability reasons. They knew that these cars were going to be getting tracked and drag strips, and these cars also did not get the direct injection that the GT got. These cars are only port injection. So quite a bit different than what a 2020 Mustang GT is. I will say one thing though, the ability to control the active exhaust in a couple different settings on how the car and throttle and the transmission, everything react, it makes it a pretty decent driving experience. I could daily drive this car every day to work and back, much like Justin and Rebecca typically do. This thing will do donuts for days. It's on quiet mode right now, so I can have a nice peaceful conversation with the camera and not have this loud exhaust droning in the background. But you know, if you wanted to daily drive this car, you definitely could. You could find a car that gets better gas mileage. You could find a car that rides a little smoother, sure. But if you needed a car that could do, you know, the dual duty type situation with driving it at the track and then driving it home, or, you know, taking the significant other out to a nice dinner, this car could definitely do that. We've got our VMP 105mm throttle body. We've got our 81mm race core intercooler. We've got our VMP custom tune. It's got a VMP overdrive balancer. It has a Griptec upper, and I believe it's a 285. I'd have to look under the hood to be sure. This has the Jokerz performance port, which which was one of the first, I think this is actually the first blower that he ported, and this thing is absolutely incredible. It makes a ton of power and makes some very beautiful noises as well. So what does that all add up to? Well, to me it adds up to exactly what Ford designed. Hats off to Ford. This thing is the ultimate driver's car. It is incredible. The first time I drove it, I'll admit, I was like, not really what I expected. But the more that I drive it, the more spirited driving and racing I get to do in this thing, the more I'm sold on it. This is one of the best all-around cars I believe you can buy. I would compare it to the GTR, which is, you know, another car that's pretty renowned for just being an all-around sports car. Stop, go, turn, drag, it does it all. And Ford really did that for the first time, honestly, in my opinion, on the 2020 GT500. This car does everything 10 out of 10. There's nothing I would change about this, other than, of course, you know, like we do at VMP, we add a little extra power. If you like content like this, you want to continue to see these reviews, remember to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you guys on the next one.